Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Derek HLHS. My name's Derek, and in today's video, I'm gonna have a tonsillectomy. I'm already at the hospital. Just kind of sitting here in the waiting room, waiting for them to call me back. Yeah, I don't know if this video is gonna get uploaded or not. It may not. I don't know. As you can see, I got my cute little hospital bracelet on. Anyways, I'll see you whenever I get back in the room. Okay, everyone, so I'm back in the room now. Obviously, they got me like a warm blanket. Kind of excited, but kind of nervous at the same time because it's gonna hurt. I know, but like I need my tonsils out.
Walk into her room and
but yeah, see you guys whenever I get done. I'm gonna talk to you then. Bye. So as you can see, I have my IV in. As you can see, I have my IV in. Got my bed up. My IV in. Ready to go. So I'm gonna have my surgery in about 15 to 20 minutes. If you see this red stuff right here in my nose, like that right there, they had to put that there to make sure I don't get any kind of sickness or anything while I'm here at the hospital. It's just kind of like it's a prevention. So, yeah, that's why it kind of looks like that. Stuff's coming out of my nose. Because they had to put it in my nose. Sorry, I'm vlogging with one hand. It might be a little shaky, so sorry. But yeah, I'll go back in about 15 to 20 minutes. Have my surgery, and then I'll have to stay overnight. They're going to keep me overnight and monitor me because of my heart condition, and then I'll get to go home sometime tomorrow. So, yeah, see you guys after I get out of surgery. Bye. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Derek HLHS. My name's Derek, sorry. This is going to be a part of the tonsillectomy video. I'm eating chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A with Chick-fil-A sauce. It's really good. But so I got my tonsillectomy. It's been 3 weeks. So it's been 3 weeks since I've got my tonsils out. I'm sorry about that. So like I said, it's been 3 weeks, and I go next week for my 1 month checkup to see how my tonsils are and everything, which they're looking really good. They're looking really good. So, anyways, so I go have them done, and my appointment was at 6 p.m. is when I was supposed to have it done. And I couldn't eat after midnight. So I couldn't eat. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry, I'm back. So I couldn't eat after midnight. My surgery was at 6 p.m. I couldn't eat after midnight. So I had to go all day without eating. And I couldn't drink at past 2 p.m. So I was pretty hungry whenever I got my surgery done, finally. So with my surgery, I get there like 2:50. I register and everything at like 3 o'clock. I sit there from 3 o'clock till 5:30. They finally take me back. I get into my hospital gown and everything, and then after that, I lay there from 5:30 until 8 o'clock. And 8 o'clock is whenever they take me back to do my surgery. And even though it was supposed to be at 6 o'clock, I didn't have it done until 8 o'clock. Anyway, so I go back, have my surgery, get out at like 9:30. Or 9:30 is whenever I wake up. And they put me in the pediatric ICU. because they didn't, because of my heart condition. Sorry, that was someone else. Because of my heart condition, they didn't feel comfortable with putting me on a normal floor because they wasn't sure if the nurses would watch me like they should. So they put me on the pediatric ICU to make them comfortable, to make them feel more comfortable. And so they do that, and Anyway, so I wake up at like 9:30 at night after my surgery. I had my surgery at 8, wake up at like 9:30, and they immediately give me two mac and cheeses. And it's Chef Boyardee mac and cheese that it's like a little cup that you just want to put in a microwave. Actually, I can take this out of my pocket. Actually, that's my receipt. I need that. I'll put that right there. Anyways, so they give me 2 mac and cheeses. They give me 300 milliliters of water. I had to drink a lot of water. They give me 300 milliliters every hour. Even if I wouldn't finish with my water, they would take that one and they'd bring me a new one even if I wouldn't finish with that water. Like I said, like I still had like half a cup of water left I could drink. They'd still bring me in another one. And so my nurse, I don't remember what her name was, but she was very nice. I really liked her. And because she would come in, I like my nurse. Sorry if I'm sweating, I'm hot. The air conditioner is turned down so that way I could talk to you. If I didn't do that, you would hear the fan from the air conditioner blowing in the mic or the camera, whatever you call it. Anyway, so my nurse, like I said, I don't remember what her name was, but I really liked her. She was very nice. She came in every hour, checked on me. She was my night nurse because I had to stay overnight in the pediatric ICU because they didn't feel comfortable with sending me home afterwards. And, you know, like I said, they was more comfortable with me being in the pediatric ICU. So anyway, so they watched me overnight, and so she'd come in every hour, check on me. I fell asleep at like 12 o'clock. I fell asleep at 12 o'clock at night. She came in every hour, woke me up, made sure I wasn't in any pain, which is great. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep that night. Anyways, but she came in every hour, made sure I wasn't in any pain. If I was, she was going to give me some medicine, which I wasn't. And then after that, like I said, she came in every hour, and then she left at like 7 something. And I finally woke up and didn't go back to sleep after 5 or 5:30. I can't remember, 5 or 5:30. I can't remember. I don't go back to sleep after that. So I just watched TV, and she left like 7 something. And so then I had breakfast at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. I had a very soft waffle. It was good. I had butter on it and syrup on it. It was really good. And I had scrambled eggs. I had scrambled eggs, but I didn't eat my scrambled eggs because the scrambled eggs weren't good because they didn't put salt on them because the salt would burn my throat. And they didn't put pepper on it because the pepper would burn my throat. It was just like scrambled eggs with no pepper, no salt, no nothing on it. So I didn't like those. They weren't good. But like I said, I did eat my waffle. It was really good. And I did eat my yogurt. Yogurt was really good. And I drank my water. They gave me a milk, but I didn't drink the milk for breakfast because the only way I'll drink milk is if it's like chocolate milk. I mean, like whenever I went to school before I went fully homebound and didn't go to school anymore, just did online school. I would only drink chocolate milk. Sometimes I would switch it up though. And get pink milk, which was really good. It was just it's the same thing. It was called strawberry milk. It was really good, and it didn't. And I got to go home the next day, but the next day my oxygen was very low. It was between it's between 82 to 85. That's what my oxygen stayed at unless I took like deep breaths. I went like, I went like that. And then my oxygen would go up to like 92. But I had to constantly do that. I had to constantly go, like I had to constantly be doing that to keep my oxygen at 92, because if I didn't, it would start to go back down. I'm sorry if you hear the train horn honking. The train is literally right over there. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyways, but yeah, so, but other than that, my oxygen stayed low between, like I said, 82 to 85. Unless I breathe like that, but real deep. And so after breakfast they got me up every hour to walk me around the unit, around the hospital floor unit, whatever you call it, just to try to see what my oxygen was whenever I walked. Now, whenever I walked, my oxygen would drop down to 79. So my oxygen would drop down to 79 whenever I walked, unless I went, constantly had deep breaths like that. Then my oxygen would stay at 92, between 90 to 92. This is where my oxygen would stay at whenever I was walking around the unit. But if I didn't do that deep breaths, like I just showed you, constantly, the whole time when I was walking, then it would stay at 79. Then it would drop down to 79. Then I would lay back in the bed. And then after a few months of laying in the bed, I would go back up to like 82, to 83, 84, 85. And so because of that, they wasn't going to send me home. Because they didn't feel comfortable with me going home because of how low my oxygen was. However, I talked them into letting me go home. So for lunch, I had some kind of like chicken stuff, and it had like some kind of seasoning on it. I'll be right back. I'll see you guys in a minute. Sorry. So like I was saying, I had that chicken. It wasn't good. It was like some kind of fajita chicken or something, but they didn't call it that. I thought it sounded better. They didn't. I don't even remember what they called it, but they called it something else. Anyways, so like I was saying, I had that chicken. I didn't like it. It was nasty. I had mashed potatoes with it. I tried them. It wasn't very good. So my mom had went down to the cafeteria to get some food for her and my dad. And they got chicken tenders and french fries. I couldn't eat the breading of the chicken tenders, but I could eat the chicken. So I took a few, like I said, I tried my meal. I didn't like it. So my dad took the breading off of his chicken, and I ate his chicken. He just took the breading off of it. He ate his french fries. But I ate the chicken. He just took the breading off of it. And I didn't dip it in anything. I didn't dip it in honey mustard ketchup or nothing. I just ate it by itself. But it was really good. It tasted a lot better. It tasted a lot better than what they gave me. And so, anyway, so after I got to talk them into letting me go home. And they started all that paper. They was like, well, do you feel like you could be alright to go home? I was like, yes. To be honest with you, I really didn't know if I was alright going home or not with how my oxygen was. I just wanted to go home. But there's that, what is that loud car? Oh, it's that car, okay. Sorry. But there's like, yeah, do you feel comfortable going home? I was like, the oxygen, I was like, yes, do you? And they was like, let me ask my boss. They asked their boss, and they was like, as long as he's comfortable going home or whatever, he can go home. I was like, okay. And so I was like, yeah, I'm comfortable going home. And so he goes to take my IV out. And after he gets done taking my IV out, I can get my clothes on. Get out of my hospital gown and get my clothes on. So he goes to take my IV out. And when he goes to take my IV out, I guess he didn't know I was on blood thinner. Which I don't know how he didn't know I was on blood thinner. I guess he didn't pay attention to my chart or something. I don't know. But anyways, he didn't know I was on blood thinner. So he goes to take my IV out and he just sorry. That beeping noise was my watch. Sorry. Anyway, so he takes my IV out and he just pulls it out. Well, ketchup starts going everywhere. I'm not going to say the actual thing because I don't know if you can on YouTube. So ketchup starts going everywhere. Ketchup is going everywhere. Ketchup gets on my gown. Ketchup gets on the floor. He has to clean it up out of the floor. And he runs and grabs like this bandage thing and puts it on my arm and wraps it up. And he goes, "Are you on blood?" And after he did that, he goes, "Are you on blood thinner?" I was like, "Yes." Mind you, he was my nurse all day. From 7 until I left, he was my nurse. I don't know how he did all that. And he was the one who gave me my medicines that morning. So I had to take my medicine instead of taking it at 10 o'clock at night. I couldn't take it until the next day. And he gave me my medicine. And he didn't know it. I don't know. Sorry. He wasn't, to be honest, he was not right. He was alright. But he didn't check on me like that girl did or anything. I'm not going to say his name or anything because I don't want to get in trouble or nothing. But anyway, so I left. So I left, and when we was leaving Lexington, I texted my cardiologist. I was like, "Hey, I'm going home. They released me. I'm going home. I just want to let you know." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "All right." And then he calls me. And then a few minutes goes by, and he calls me. He's like, "So you're going home?" I was like, "Yeah, we're on our way home now. But my oxygen," I told him about my oxygen. He goes, "I'm not worried about your oxygen right now." He said, "Your oxygen's okay." He said, "I'm not worried about your oxygen right now." He said, "I'm worried about you drinking lots of fluid and eating well." He said, "Because I don't want to get you." He said, "I don't want you to not eat and have to go to the hospital." Because he said, if you don't eat for a day, you have to go back to the hospital, which is also what they told me. And he also said that if I don't drink a lot, then I'll get dehydrated and I'll have to go to the hospital. And he's like, "I'm not worried about your oxygen." He said, "I'm worried about you drinking and eating." I said, "Okay," which made me feel better. After he said that, then he told me to have a good recovery and that he'll see me in September. So shout out to my cardiologist. We're the best cardiologist ever. I don't think he watches my videos. If you do watch my videos, you can comment down below. But shout out to my cardiologist. Best cardiologist ever. I'm going to miss you when you retire. Even though it's not going to be for a few years. But still, I'm going to miss you. But yeah, I got to go home. And the reason why I haven't made the video in the past 3 weeks is because my throat, it was hard to talk. You couldn't hardly understand me when I talked. Whenever I talked. And, I'd have to repeat myself 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times to someone whoever I was talking to. Whoever I was talking to. Sorry. But yeah. I ate a lot of mac and cheese. I ate a lot of ice cream. I ate a lot of popsicles. Drank a lot of water. I couldn't start my aspirin back for 2 or 3 days. I think it was 3 days. Might have been 2. I don't remember. It was just 2 or 3 days, something like that. And then, anyways, got it started back after 2 or 3 days. And then, yeah. And like I said, next week, or it's either next week or the week after that. I don't know. It's like around August. It's around August 20th is whenever I'll go back to not the hospital, but the place near the hospital, so that way they can check on my throat, see how it's healing and everything. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys then. Bye. Bye.